Well, you know what they say, kid. That's snowbiz. Hello, everybody. Welcome. My name is Cal Cavalich. I apologize. That was a dreadful, dreadful joke. My name is Cal Cavalich, and actually, we won't be going into snowbiz. We're going to go into air crash. Welcome, welcome, one and all. Welcome back, and let's get ourselves a dose of a deadly nostalgia. So, welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time. Joining us here, we are playing Crash 2, and we're looking back on a series that I absolutely do adore, and I hope you guys do too. Why are we here and what are we doing? Well, we're coming this way because, not because of that, we did not want to dive into the water and die. No, because we're going to go get the red gem, because if we're going to be playing this game, we may as well, you know, get every gem. It's kind of the point of the game. I was doing a bit of thinking when I was kind of putting the last video up and doing all that type of thing, and I realized that, I remembered that there are some people that, you know, might not necessarily like this game, in terms of they find it too difficult. Also, as you can see, now we're in the hidden warp room, and we can pop into here now and grab ourselves a red gem. Very nice. Yeah, there's people who find these games rather difficult and just don't jive with them. And look, I get it. I know I have the unique kind of, what's the word, advantage, I suppose, of having played an awful lot of... The first episode went so well. I didn't die really at all. I was like, look at me. I've played loads of these games. Don't do this to me. Don't start. Let's just play normally. That fucking big stupid. Don't know why I'm deciding to kill every enemy either. Anyway, as I was trying to say before I was rudely interrupted by this game's ice physics, I have the unique advantage of having played a good amount of Crash in my day. God. Am I that fucking old and decrepit at this stage? That's a good way to stop yourself, Carl. Really? Really? Like, this is how we're going to start this episode? The first one went so smoothly, and I was talking about how, you know, and I'm trying to have a discussion about how these games aren't as bad as everybody goes on about, and this is what's happening to me. I wouldn't mind. I actually don't even need to do any of this, because we have the thing for this level. This is all just extra shit. So, it's entirely optional and entirely not needed. But I'm a glutton. I'm an absolute glutton, and I want it all. I want it all. I don't believe I can get these. I think I can. Surely if I come here, do a slide jump, and then... Oh, I said do a slide jump. And then... Nope, because you can't do a belly flop from there. Alright, never mind. You used to be able to get those, I swear. I know you're supposed to jump on the seal, but... Anyway, let's get the fuck out of here. I hate ice physics. We haven't even gotten to the actual hard ice physics level yet. And we're already dying this much. So, while I'm dying horrendously a million times while trying to explain how these games aren't as difficult as people go on about, I know obviously I have the unique advantage of having played a lot of them when I was younger. And don't do it. See, look, the momentum kind of carries on ever so slightly, and that will fuck you. That'll get you. But we did it. We did it nonetheless. Whoa. Please. Oh, there we go. Now, we can breathe again because it's the easy part. So yeah, I know I have that kind of unique perspective. And don't get me wrong, as you can clearly see, it's not foolproof. I can still die rather easily. These games aren't easy. But I think if you take them a bit more chill and kind of... I don't know, I think people, they get tilted very quickly. I mean, and don't get me wrong, especially if you look back, especially at the last couple of episodes of my Demon's Souls playthrough, you can tell that I too am quite easily, well, not quite easily tilted. I'm a lot more chill than I used to be, but I get tilted myself. But I think if you kind of chill it a bit, you can realize that these games aren't as difficult as people go on about. I really can't say that now, can I? Considering what just happened. What was that? 4 times, 5 times? Oh. I like my little popping sound. Anyway, that is the first Warp Room 100% complete now. Now that we've gotten that gem, we can move on to Warp Room 2. 5 minutes in. Oh, goodness. And straight into more ice physics. Aren't we just so lucky? Yeah. So with this series, I do kind of want to have it. Here's me thinking, I was like, I'll play Crash. Because I'm like, yeah, I've played a lot of fucking Crash in my day, and I find it really chill and relaxing. And we can kind of really just have more of a chat about things. And here we are, just dying again and again and again and again and again. But it's going to be more chill now. Honestly, I swear. Trust me, I'm a doctor. Not really a doctor. I do have letters after my name, though. But yeah, no, so with this series, I do want to kind of have more of a discussion and a chat about things than we have had in the other series. And the reason we didn't in the other series now, what way does this work again? I think this should be okay. I'm trying to remember what levels you have to go back on and whatever. But anyway, the reason we kind of didn't in the other series is purely because, well, one, let's be honest, Souls games, while I do enjoy our chats, it is not the best place to be trying to have a chat. Oh shit, how did I hit that? I mean, I'm not going to complain, but I don't know how I hit it. Especially when things like, you know, what happened to me happened, where you just keep fucking dying. And you might say, well, this isn't going to be much better, Carl. But I'm quietly confident. And there's definitely things I want to bring up when I'm playing these games too, because that don't really fit with the Soul series. Things like, you know, how we kind of played games when we were growing up. Not everybody may attest to this, but I can certainly tell you my side of the story, and it will leave us open nicely for you to tell me what you kind of thought. So basically for me, as I said, growing up, I was a dumbass kid. Clearly still a dumbass now, but I was a dumbass kid who, you know, when I played games, I didn't really understand how things were supposed to work or do or anything. So as long as I was winning, I thought I was doing well. And, you know, I did 100% Crash 2 when I was younger. I 100%ed all the trilogy, Crash 1, 2, and 3. Something I'm proud of doing when I was a child, because most people, even if they're dumbass kids like me, or even if they're not dumbass kids like me, rather, they can't really say that they did that. So I'm proud of that, but I definitely... leave me alone. Fuck, I don't know why I tried to go quick there. That was stupid of me. Let me try and get this point across properly. Nice. But yeah, so I do have that. I wasn't, even though I was a dumbass kid, I wasn't too bad. But I didn't really understand how things work, things like patterns or finding easier routes or anything like that. That didn't come until I started playing other games, you know, games that weren't platformers. And then I kind of realized, oh wait, hold on. Games can be kind of, you know, manipulated or changed, or, you know, you can do different things. I didn't know that because I'm stupid. Incredibly stupid, apparently. Wow. This whole argument of this game being not too bad is falling apart rather rapidly. But anyway, yeah, it was kind of the Soul series. Well, maybe not the Soul series in particular, but games like Devil May Cry and God of War and things like that taught me that there was more to games than just, you know, doing exactly what the game kind of teaches you. I found out that there was, you know, you could do different things. And for an example, when I then, because I would still come back and play these games, I come back and play Crash, and I realized that, thank you, I realized that, that was an easy one as well. I realized that you could do something like, with the red gem, you could get it early, you know, and I know that sounds silly, but, you know, it changed my whole perspective on games and how I looked at playing games and how I looked at, you know, and I suppose, look, that's life and that's growing up and learning and stuff like that. But it's fascinating to think back on now, because I think people learn that when they're young and then they almost forget it again. I don't know if you get what I mean, but basically, people then kind of, hold on, there we go. I just wanted to get by that bit. Woo! People get to games nowadays like they're playing as adults, and they've learned the lessons when they were younger on how to play these games and how to, you know, how games work, quote unquote. But then they get to games when they're older and they start doing the same shit, where like they throw themselves against the same obstacle 5 million times and, you know, things like that. And it's crazy to me because, well, when does that happen? When do we go from learning lessons in games that teach us things to, I don't know, maybe it's a thing like you internalize it and then become stubborn and I don't know. But coming back and playing this and even playing Demon Souls and stuff, even though, you know, obviously I play a lot of Souls games now, coming back and playing these games now has been, please, oh my god, Jesus Christ, I just want the checkpoint. Leave me alone, you fucking hedgehog bastard. Come back and play these games, even Demon Souls, it showed me how I was the same. I was getting into bad habits of kind of, I suppose, taking for granted how games work nowadays, because most games nowadays, they kind of just, they have a lot more, which is good in ways, obviously, they have a lot more, what's the word, accessibility, you know, which is great, obviously, because there are people who can't play games or have problems with different issues, sensory issues or anything like that. But in other ways, it does take away things. So, for instance, with Crash, they kind of just say, here's your moveset, go. Figure out the game yourself type of thing, you know, figure out the secrets, figure out the things. And nowadays, a lot of games wouldn't do that. Now, don't get me wrong, you have games then, like the modern Crash, Crash 4, where they try to almost pull a fast, not a fast one, but they try to pull a thing where they're like, oh, you know, we're going to be hard for the sake of being hard, because that's how the old Crash game was. I think they don't understand where the difficulty in these games came from, if you get what I mean, you know. And like that, I would say that this game isn't too difficult, and that if you were to ask me to play this game or play Crash 4 and say which was harder, I would 100% say Crash 4, but not just because it's newer and it has more stuff in it. I would say it's more kind of bullshitty, to be honest. Please tell me there's one more. Oh, there is, thank God. If I had missed the box, I think I would have cried, but I didn't. Ha 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 ha. We've all been there, but not this time, thank fuck. Yeah, bitches. Yeah, I would say Crash 4 is more bullshitty, whereas this game, even though a lot of people say Crash 2 and everything has some bullshit moments, I would say that this game is a lot more fair. So I think that's kind of where I'm coming from with this whole conversation. It's that it's been very interesting to come back and play these games in a different kind of lens. And it's something that I'm grateful for with this series. Let's go to Air Crash, one of my favorite levels. I love the music of these levels. Oh yeah, love it. Yeah, it's you know, something that I'm so grateful for, coming back playing it with the lens of this series, you know, because it's fascinating to watch, to do. Now we need to fucking get a fucking move on here. Where's the timer? Question mark? Is there no timer happening? Have I fucked this up? Do I need to start again? I think I might need to start again. I don't know what I did there. Wrong. I did something wrong, clearly. Let's try it again. Again, this went really fucking smoothly in the first episode. Now I'm trying to praise the game and try and talk about how, you know, there's a lot of things that people take for granted, and that, you know, these games were kind of made, not perfectly, but in a more perfectly kind of way. And the game is just making an absolute complete and utter liar out of me by, let's not get the checkpoints if that works. What am I doing wrong here? Let's just book it towards the ending. Maybe I'm going too fast. This just happened each one of these levels, doesn't it? I'm not wrong here. Oh shit. Whoop! Ah, bollocks. Each one of these has one of them gems, doesn't it? I'm not crazy. I mean, I am crazy. But this level does have... Okay, hold on. My brain clearly it's been so long since I played Crash that I'm forgetting here. I'll wake up and forget everything. Okay, we've just got that first checkpoint, so let's just rush to the end of the level and see, and then we can always come back. I'm sure there's somebody shouting at their screen right now saying, "That's not this level, you fucking fool!" But there we go. That's what I meant to do. It's the well-hidden power crystal. Whoop! Oh, this level's the death route. So hold on. So I don't need to do this then, do I? No, I don't. Right, let's restart this again. I apologize. It's been so long, clearly. But that's also the fun of coming back to these games, is almost rediscovering them in a way. A perfect run up to death. Oh, okay. That hint system there is something that kind of brings up my point about these games. So when I played them when I was younger, there was no hint at the bottom of the screen. There was nothing like that. And don't get me wrong, I was young and stupid, and it took me a while to figure it out, how to get some of these gems and how to, do some of these things. I couldn't just look it up on the internet. I could have gotten a guide or anything, but again, I was young and stupid, and my parents weren't very technologically advanced at the time, so I was kind of left to my own devices in that regard. So it was, for me, it was school ground conversations of, oh my god, do you play PlayStation 2? I do. Oh my goodness, do you have Crash? I do. That type of conversation happened, and then we'd swap stories of how to get different gems and stuff. So when I was younger, that was how it kind of worked. Now I get it, when you grow up and you're an adult, you have less time to, I suppose, piss around, I guess, with these type of things. But I do feel that we focus too much nowadays. You can do that. Okay, I don't fucking know. I think this game just doesn't like me, apparently. We do focus too much nowadays on the quick version of things. And I get it, people don't have time to be pissing around and not knowing how to do something. And, there's a gem on a level, like the blue gem, for instance. There's a gem on a level and you just don't know how to get it. And you're like, what the fuck? But sorry, I like to go quiet for that one because it's a hard gem to not fuck up. Oh god! Whew. Nice. But I think that's something that's lost nowadays. Is just games are too scared, and people are too scared as well, of being allowed to just not know what the fuck and figure it out yourself type of thing. Obviously not to the point of bullshit, but it is a thing that we've lost nowadays, Shit. Nailed it. Which is sad. Nowadays it's like that. They'll stick a hint at the bottom to tell you pretty much, bollocks, pretty much out and out just tell you how to get the blue gem and how to get the things and whatever. And yeah, okay, that's great, but also we don't want to finish this level. We want to jump and yeah, nice. It's really kind of... Ah, fuck, I have to do this again now. Oh well. It's really kind of brought it home for me because I am coming back and playing this series. Because it reminds me that when I was younger, that was some of the best fun. And like I said, I know people's argument would be, yeah, but you're not a child anymore. You haven't got the luxury of time for that. But then, okay, well, you're just playing games for instant gratification, which is fine. That's, if you want to do that, that's perfectly fine. But my argument there is that, you're missing out on, in my opinion anyway, some of the best parts of video games. Like, do we all think that we would have adored Dark Souls so much if we just got told everything in that game? Do we think we would have adored Elden Ring if it pointed to... And that's the thing, like, we are very hypocritical in that regards, because we tend to then make jokes of things like Ubisoft and stuff, where we go, oh yeah, look, Ubisoft, if they made Elden Ring, they'd have a mini-map and markers everywhere to tell you where everything is. And yet, people then turn around and complain when they don't know how to do something, and they say, oh, well, that took too long to do, it's such bullshit, I don't have time for that. Where's the... Am I stupid? I mean, I am stupid, but... Where's the nitro crate? Huh. What have I done wrong here? Probably a lot, let's be honest, but what have I done wrong here? There's nitro there. Should I have gotten the nitro crate earlier? Did I completely fuck this? What am I doing wrong here? But and this actually, what is happening right now is interesting, because it's almost beautifully showing what I mean. Oh wait, do you have to come back to this level? Is this a level you come back to? I think it might be actually. Goodness, but it's kind of beautifully showing what I mean in regards to. Yeah, that stumped me. In regards to what I'm saying, because I genuinely don't know. But that's the beauty of games, is that now I have to try and figure it out. And it could be that I just missed something. I probably did just miss it. No, you go back into Air Crash, because I see it in the warp room. Yeah, okay, cool. So we got 2 of the gems, and then we get the 3rd one. Perfecto. God, wow, it's been such a long time since I played these games, clearly. But is that not the fun of it? You know, that it has been so long since I played these games that I can almost kind of rediscover them in a way. You know, now obviously I've played them within recent memory, because I had, you know, this is the remake, it's not even the original. So I have played them within the last, when did this come out? Decade anyway. So, you know, it's not that far removed, but there's been so many games and so many things that I, you know, misremember some things. But that, I think, is the joy of Crash for me, is the trying to figure out little things. Like, it's not an exploration game, because, you know, they're linear levels, but it is that thing of, oh, hold on, this level doesn't allow you to get all the boxes the first time through. How do you get all the boxes? Oh, shit. I'm sorry, Polo. Well, Polo doesn't die, so it's fine. You know, it's the, well, how do I find all the boxes then? You know, type of thing. And to me, anyway, that's part of the charm of Crash. If every level had it the exact same way of how to get all the boxes, I'm not going to lie, Crash would be boring, you know? And there are some people I know who they'll look it up immediately and they'll figure out how to do it. And that's fine, you can do that, you know? There's absolutely no crime there at all. But I think you're removing yourself from a bit of the joy of these games. They were made this way for a reason, you know? And we're too quick to want the easy answer nowadays, is basically what I'm saying. I don't want to get on a high horse about it. Like, I don't want to be that guy who's like, oh, games nowadays suck. Because they don't. Because we have things like Elden Ring. We have things like, I would say Dragon's Dogma, but Dragon's Dogma, I think, goes too far as well with the whole, you know, look at us, aren't we fucking so intellectually genius that, you know, you can miss every quest and everything. That's just my personal taste, because missing quests and stuff freaks me out. But yeah, so I just think it's a fascinating discussion, and it's kind of what this little mini series not mainly focuses on, but definitely is kind of more attuned to, which is the whole, you know, when we look back at games with nostalgic glasses, we tend to think of them as perfect. And, you know, I'd almost say yeah, because, you know, let's be honest, there's not really much I would change about Crash. But, oh, we want to head back up this way. But But it's interesting to see where games have come from here, and what lessons we've learned, and what lessons we haven't, and also as people, what way that's one of the first times I've ever done that first go. I've never able to get that goddamn jump. Whew, thank fuck for that. But yeah, where we've come as people as well, and how we've changed and how we look at video games now, and I think it's fascinating in a way. It could just be me bollocksing on, and I'm sure there's probably people thinking, Carl, just shut the fuck up, play the game. But that's what we're here for. We're here for the chat. And if there's anything you have thoughts-wise, if you agree with me, or even if you disagree with me, please drop it below and let me know what you think. Do you think that games nowadays hand feed you information too much, or do you prefer this older style of thing where you wouldn't have necessarily been given all of the answers immediately? Now, that being said, Crash 3 is an interesting one. No, it's not this level. Crash 3 is an interesting one. So this is obviously Crash 2, but Crash 3 is an interesting one because I think the hidden levels in that game were a little bit too much, in terms of they were trying to be too clever. I love his little sneak. Yeah, I think Crash 3 tries to be far too clever with its hidden levels. When I was younger, I did find them and that type of thing, but it took probably far too long. Whereas, Crash 2, I think, has that nice balance. It's another reason why I prefer Crash 2 over Crash 3, basically. I know, blasphemy to a lot of people, but it's another reason why I do, because I think that this game deals with its secrets far, 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 far better than Crash 3 does. I even think Crash 1 deals with its kind of secrets better as well, because it has little things like the Wumpa Fruit leading off of a seemingly cliff, and you do kind of in your brain, even as a child, you kind of go, well, hold on, I can pick those up, and they don't normally hang over the side of a cliff. And then once you see that once, your brain almost expands to the point, fuck, that doesn't break that, does it? No, it doesn't. Okay. Expands to the point of being like, wow, things like this are possible, type of thing, which I think is brilliant. That is a certified insane trilogy moment, as I call it, because I guarantee you in the original Crash I would have made that jump. And I don't want to keep doing that where I'm like, oh, the remake sucks, because it doesn't suck. Of course it doesn't, but it definitely isn't as polished as the original, which is quite funny because the original is old as fuck and definitely not polished. But hello, thank you, Jesus Christ. But you can, but you can see in moments like that even, where I fucking jump and hit the button and it doesn't do it. Actually, I gave a shout out yesterday to Wumpa Lewis, and another shout out to him, because if you look at his videos, you might think, oh my god, he dies so much. But I 100% think it's muscle memory. Like that. Because sometimes this game, it's only the Insane Trilogy, you'll do things that 100% would happen in the original, and it just doesn't in this game. They've polished the series, don't get me wrong, but they've almost polished it too much. Sometimes less is more, and I think they wanted it to be so pristine that they accidentally took some of the features out of the game that kind of made the game a little bit better. Like the coyote time in the air, where you had a split second to be able to jump before you fell into a pit, is pretty much non-existent. It's a lot tighter in this game. And edges are smooth now, whereas the jagged edges on the PS1 would catch your fall, and just little things like that, this is a nostalgic series, so yes, rose tinted glasses and the whole lot, but it's definitely a thing. It's definitely a thing where the games are still, to my mind, pretty perfect, but they could have been even more perfect if they didn't fuck around with some of the stuff, such as the hitboxes and stuff like that being a little bit dodgy. Not as egregious. This remake, I think, is not as egregious as the Spyro remake. Yeah, this is where I want to go first. Thanks so much. See, like this secret here is maybe a little bit thingy, but even as a child, I walked into this room and went, okay, there's a whole room of nitro boxes with nothing in it. And, you know, with the PS1 graphics back then, everything looked a bit kind of shitty. So you kind of thought to yourself, I wonder, you know? And obviously then it worked, and you got through the door. In. Nice. There you go, you dirty fucking cleaning bastards. Now, can we get back here without dying? Or is that an really big deal? I'm so sorry. Nice. See, then I could do shit like that, you know? I am good at video games, I swear. Fuck. I am good at video games, I swear. Immediately, fuck. Immediately get shocked and then killed. God, fuck. Well, at least you keep the thing. Oh, Jesus Christ, Carl. Just keep your mouth shut in future. Woohoo! Fuck. Leave me alone. I think this blows up, but just in case it doesn't, I'm just gonna smash it anyway, just to be sure. A lot of people hate the sewer levels as well, but I actually quite enjoy them. I really need to stop talking. I quite enjoyed them. Fuck's sake. But yeah, so look, I bashed on a lot in this episode. I will be honest, I did. I went off on a bit of a rant there, but I think that's the fun of it though. And it is just kind of having a chat. Part of me was like, maybe I should have done this as a series. Maybe I should have done these as the live streams. But no, I think the live streams I want to keep for fun little challenge runs and stuff like that. Now I may do live streams of these games as well if there's a want for it. So if you want to see me do live streams of these games, maybe where we do the Platinum Relics, or we could, I don't know, just chat more about them. Please do leave it below. Let me know what you think. And then, see, this is the fun of it as well, because then as a child, then you come in here, you get the power crystal, and you find yourself then, you know, rubbing yourself against all the walls. Can I jump through this one? No, I can't. Oh fuck, am I missing something? And that was the fun of it. I think, do you know, I think the more I'm talking about it, the main thing I'm thinking about with this is that as we grow up, actually, hold on, let me wait a second. As we grow up, we tend to, I don't want to say lose our inner child. You son of a bitch. But we kind of lose our inner child a bit. And I think we need to kind of let that back in again, you know? I'm not doing this again. Fuck you. I think we become very cynical, which is completely natural, part of growing up. And maybe it's the actor. Oh God, I even hate saying the actor. Look at me. Oh, the actor inside me. But I think it's just a shame, and I think we should allow ourselves to have that childhood feeling again, you know, and have those fun feelings again, and let ourselves be just immersed in video games. I think it's become a thing where it's almost taboo to be immersed in a video game like Crash or something like that, you know. Everything has to be, you know, amazing, top-end fucking emotional video games. And the idea of smash that. Nice. 6, 3 more. I think there's one here and then 2 down further, so I think we're okay. So you get what I mean. You know what I'm saying. Like I said, I don't want to be getting up on my high horse, but you get what I'm kind of saying. You know, I think we should, they're just fucking video games. Just enjoy them. Have fun. They're meant to be entertainment, not a fucking stress-induced fucking panic attack or a political bleeding agenda or anything like that. Just enjoy them. Now, that being said, I think, and that's something else I want to talk about, which is, I think stress can play a part in video games. A healthy part, you know. With this game as well, actually, it would definitely be part of this game, but definitely the Soul series, where I think stress really kind of plays a part of it. You know, where, hold on, just pull one more out of his buttocks. Nice. Oh, time for another boss fight. The boss fight that's actually easier than the first boss fight, which is quite funny, but whatever. Yeah. Stress can play a part in these games and enhance them, you know, as long as you don't make it too stressful. But I think this game strikes the nice balance where there's a lot of stress-filled bits. Trust me, there's more stress bits going up. But, you know, it makes it more fun, because if it was too easy, well, then what's the fun? There's no challenge. A video game with no challenge is, in my opinion, slightly pointless. Not completely, you know. It can be fun in other ways. It could be maybe brain testing, or, you know, or just, you know, peaceful. It can be peaceful too. But most video games, I think, a challenge is somewhat necessary. Too much challenge can be a bad thing, of course. But I think a bit of challenges is definitely something that a lot of people take for granted, one, but also see as a negative when it is indeed a positive. As we completely, unchallengingly kill this fucker. Yeah, motherfucker. So slightly longer episode today, but I did want to get another warp room done, and we did. To the same level as last time. But, you know, it worked out. And we'll go up to the next warp room, see what we have, and finish off the episode. So, I'll try not to be as on my high horse in the next episode. I do promise. Plant food, sooner or later, bear down, road to ruin, ruin bearable. Yeah. This is a nice warp room. I like this one. Good show, Crash. Shut up. But yeah, this has been another episode. I hope you have enjoyed a little dose of a deadly nostalgia. And I hope to see you again tomorrow. Like I said, like and subscribe if you're enjoying what you see. I hope you are. I'm having a great time doing this. We are charging through this. We are already two for two on our warp rooms and charging into the next one. So I hope you've enjoyed. Like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you have anything you want to say to me, or anything you want to chat about, or any games you want to see in the future, please do leave it in the comment section below, and I'll ignore you. No, I won't ignore you. I won't ignore you. But yeah, I hope to see you again very soon. But for now, sorry, just had to have a little drink there. For now, thank you so much. Spread that love, spread the joy. I've been Cal Cavalet. You've been amazing, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.